So was this your first time to Oklahoma?
This was my first time to Oklahoma when I came down.
Was it what you expected?
It was different. One of the biggest surprises was that there was no liquor that could be served at that point in time. And again, when I was at that age, about 21, that was a real surprise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So from that standpoint, but again, whenever I was growing up, and I've got a few notes here. I'm just going to be referring
refer
to
to them
periodically
anytime
from
you
a standpoint.
would like to.
Yeah. I enjoyed, again, I played some golf. I enjoyed playing in the band. I've played in the civic band here that plays here in the summer, played French horn and all that, and enjoyed that from a standpoint. But when I got married to my wife, Bobby, and we moved here for law school, and then I got my job here. We lived in Norman, and we lived there for 10 years before we got moved over here by the Williams companies. When the Williams companies bought the company I was working for, which was part of city service, a gas pipeline.
So you didn't want to buy a home in Tulsa proper. You was looking outside, or
we were looking outside when the Williams companies bought the company I worked for. Anyway, they moved about 150 families over here because at that time in 1984, the Williams Tower wasn't full. So we knew that we were moving over here. We got to look around all the areas, around Tulsa at that time. And my wife's from a small town in western North Dakota, and I'm from a small town in southern Illinois. So we wanted to be able to raise our kids in a smaller town.
And how old were your kids at this time when you moved here?
When I moved here, Patrick would have been 8 and Liz would have been 5.
Okay, so they're just starting.
They were just
more or
starting,
less.
yeah,
Yes.
preschool and second grade from a standpoint. So we looked all around, and I'm sure we kept our realtor a little busier than most did from a standpoint. But when we looked at Claremore, it was a county seat, had all the professionals, like say you would want, doctors, dentists, optometrists, and it also had a college. And it was the right size. It wasn't too far from Tulsa because I had to commute in to work to Tulsa. And we just felt like this was the right size. We were fortunate to find a house that we liked pretty fast, and have been very pleased, like you say, living.
Did they tell you about the trains before you moved over?
No, they didn't tell me about the trains.
That. All right.
That's one of the problems.
Something
here.
you find out for yourself.
Yep, that was pretty much it. Expected to get some relief there, but sometimes it just doesn't happen at that point.